tape number 2 with Peter Kuzan, Owen Murphy, and Tom Akeland on December the 3rd, 1999. Peter, let me ask you something about what you were just talking about with the federal government, and Dick Lash, and Huey Long, and Abe Shushin, and all these people that were involved in the Louisiana scandals of 1939. In my research, I found that Dick Lash traded some property with a man named Palet.
Yeah, Ivan Palet.
Exactly, yeah.
He had owned a big shot, let's see, root beer, some soft drink company or something.
And he had land on, he had the land on Bayou Lacombe, and Dick Lash had the property on the Chafuncta River.
What is now Beauchene.
Yeah, and they traded. And that's how he came to own Bayou Gardens. So tell us about when you first met Dick Lash and that you worked, how you worked with him. And
well, I got out of the United States Navy in 1945 or 46, and it was thousands and thousands of veterans getting out. They didn't have no work. So,
excuse me, I gotta go take a leak. Nobody's gonna shoot me.
No, this tell Helene going. So I went to work for him $6 a day, $36 a week. So what Legacies was going to try to do something like Bellingraph Gardens, you know, that's your place, or that's in Alabama. So, but the people that had owned a steamship company or banana was United Fruit Company. The name was Z. Murray, and Z. Murray Lodge up in above Fort Unitas, Louisiana. And he had thousands of acres of beautiful land over in the azaleas and camellias that was getting too thick. So Lesh being friends, and he give them all to Lesh, and we go over there and dig them and brought them back to Bayou Gardens and transplanted them. That was how you got all this shrubbery and everything. He was friends with these people. And I worked for him, I reckon 2-3 years till my family started getting bigger and I had to have more money. So my brother was running a construction company out in New Orleans. So I left and went to work in New Orleans making, I think I was making $36 a week over there, and I went to work for $2.10 an hour in the construction business and stayed there the rest of my life. But he was a very nice man. But he didn't pay much, $36 a week, that ain't much money. But then we looked around in 46 and 47, salary wasn't too much then. But then after that, I don't know if he traded that place to Palet. No, he had the one over in Covington, and he traded that, and he decided to come here. And Palet must have took that one on there and probably sold it now. It's Beauchene. It's probably worth $8 billion. No, with all the houses they got.
It's a very big development. It's a very big development.
And he didn't own all that, bunch of that land back in that belonged to black people, but they took it away. It belonged to them Parkers and them Tom Parker and them Tyson. Tyson and Parker them had a bunch of that land in there, but they took it away from them. They found some kind of fault and run them out of them. And them Crockett's and black Crockett that's in that land in there, they took it all away. It's the same thing about like all that state park land and everything like that. It's all over Francois land. Some kind of way the state beat the family out of all that. I don't think Francois ever sold all that land.
Do you know much about like how land was taken from people around here and by whom? I know that the Oaklawn Land and Development Company, I mean, I've heard things that a lot of the poor old people and, uneducated people were screwed out of their land.
Well, the
Yeah.
system that old Henry Keller had, well, each one of them had them a different system that they were in. The old man Keller, but on all that land, Keller in Florence, he befriended these colored people like he was their friend, and he would loan them money. He loaned them $300 on 10 acres of land or 20 acres of land. All of them had 200, 300 acres. And then he would, as he would pay him, he'd pay him back, but he never would cancel the deed, the credit deed. In other words, they was buying that land for $300. They paid him back, thought it was a loan. He got the $300 back and got the land for nothing. That's how he got all that. What the development companies used to do, they changed all that. They had all the books up in Covington, and they just go there and take a pencil and scratch your name out. Tom Aiken, what's your name?
Owen Murphy.
Owen Murphy, scratch it out with ink. You wouldn't get no tax. You wouldn't get no tax bill. You might be busy, or maybe you died, your grandson's in New York somewhere. When they come up on the tax bill, they buy it. Zip, that's for them. You can't do that anymore. All the books is in the archives, and they're all locked up, and everything, all the computers and everything, they changed all this go in there. Let's look, look at the book, public play, when he got 50 acres. You get that on the tax bill.
I almost lost my land
Yeah.
because I didn't get a tax notice before I was living over
Let me
here.
tell you one thing. They got a system
And they-
here. I
they
work
sold
in that office. In that office, I work in the assessor's office.
Are you in St. Tammany?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a appraiser for 'em.
Well, I was just there 2 weeks ago. The last time I came over
Yeah,
here,
right.
I went over there. It was interesting.
Yes, indeed. But 911 have documented the whole Santana Parish up to date. Now, during the election, this old lady in Florida lost a house for $28. You saw it.
Yeah, I saw that.
So now, somebody's not doing their job. All them damn records need to be upgraded.
Yeah.
And it's out. I told myself, I hate to say that, but it's out. The sheriff cannot send no damn bill unless we document that thing and send it to him. I said, it's our fault. Our officer's fault. But what it was, they had a old address, they changed to 911. That old man died. He never did come to our office and change it. But we should have picked that up. We should have upgraded that. What the hell we doing with a 10-year-old address on the property? And even if the sheriff sends a bill out there, it's not gonna go to them because they done changed the address from box 167 to 177 to 26914, 5-digit number. They're not gonna get it. Mailman see that, he's put address change, send it back. He don't get it. He's not gonna get any trouble. But something got to be done about that. What you was doing, some research of it?
Well, my family has a little bit of property in Avita Springs, and one of these family things, where a couple of brothers and my parents bought some property, and then they traded out with each other for another piece of property, and then I bought a piece, and nobody kept good records. So we've been working on it over the last couple of years, and so finally now it's all straightened out.
I just finished one there this week. I did for a friend of mine. Looks like he's been having it about 60 years, and all that stuff is on old microfilm, and you can't hardly read it. It took us about. They don't even know where the property is. They pay it's 5 acres. They pay $14 a year on it. They don't even know where it's at. It didn't matter, but of course we found it. we got maps and books and all kinds of stuff. I spotted right where it's at, but he said, how am I gonna ever find my property? I said, well, you gotta get a civil engineer. $20 an hour, go out there and survey it. Put some pins down. This is for me. Whatever your paper says. Got it. Oh, get back to the French. The French used to measure with a stick. You know, they never had no rule. They had a stick. I think I called so many 2 weeks. You put that stick down and that stick back. Then they got what an apron is 93.5 of an acre, I think, something like that. Huh? And that's how they used to measure. So then we kept that Napoleonic law. Plenty of those stuff is still in the front on the book. And you got to take it and make it into American measurement, feet and inches. But we got machines to do all that.
Well, I got a man call me the other day. He's trying to buy a piece of land on Anchorage Road, you know, and you know, most of those places are like 300 feet wide, 1,200 feet deep to the bayou. But this piece doesn't go all the way to the bayou because they got a right of way of 60 feet along the bayou. That's supposed to be for the parish. But he's having all kind of trouble trying to clear it.
Well, that was a marine law in case the schooner broke down. You wouldn't have to get on private property. You could move your boat and get it fixed. That's what that was. But see, like all these people on Bayou Lacombe, you run their fence right into the bayou, and that don't belong to them.
No.
I don't care how much this bayou come back on you, and they still want this 60 feet.
And that was done for what reason?
I suppose the schooners would break down. You wouldn't have to get on private property to fix your schooner. You have to take it there and caulk it and maybe put a boat in. You might break a plank or something in it, or you have to take your livestock off and water them and feed them till you got your schooner running, or whatever happened to you.
And that's still in the...
That's the old marine law. Yeah. You know, it is revised that. That's what that man is running into. All them chartered the streams that were here by nature, they got that. Now them private canals, they ain't got nothing to do with it. But like old Bayou Lacombe, yeah, some people know own that land right up to the bayou like they think they do. That's a marine law. That's just like you're going down the highway, you have a flat. You got to have somewhere to stop and fix the flat. You have to have some, your mast might break, your mast pool might break, you might tear your mast or something. You see that if it did, maybe run out of supply. You had to get some more food, some more water and stuff. So that give you a chance to get your small boat, that skiffs and stuff there, and paddle down the bayou, get whatever you want, then come back and get on your big boat and go on about your business. People couldn't say you were trespassing on the land on both sides of the bayou. That's what that was good at. We got some good laws, we got some bad laws, but that's a good law. That's a good law. But them people that come up here from all over the country, they think they own that right up to the bayou. They don't own it.
Well, this is what this guy told me, was that he wants to buy to the bayou, but he can't. There's some problem with it.
They can't sell it. They might give him permission to use it. They can't sell it themselves. For Corps of Engineers in charge of all that, boy, they're hard to get along. Set up Jackson in the headquarters, and they ain't gonna come out and look at nothing.
Well, you were talking about sawmills, where the bank is now. Now, you know, that's high ground there. And then where La Fontaine Cemetery is high ground too. It looks to me like that all used to be a big mound there.
Yeah, highway came through there and cut there.
They cut through there.
They took some of our land when they did it.
Yeah.
The Highway 190 used to come behind the bank back in the
Yeah.
But as the road was so crooked, you decided when in 1930, or whatever you said, they put that road here in the early
Yeah.
30s, or 190, and they straightened all that out.
Well, I'm just wondering if that may have been, uh, inhabited by any of the Indian people, prior to that. Because somebody told me that there was an Indian cemetery, graveyard, or village or something, where the old bank was. Yeah, I mean, where the bank is now.
It's a possibility.
But now, you said that it was a sawmill, the Davis sawmill? Was
Yeah,
it?
but I'm talking about, you talking about way back. I'm talking about when I was a boy, you talking about 50-some years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, when you were a boy, there was a sawmill there.
Yeah, we leave it at called a groundhog. You take a Ferguson tractor and you embed it in cement and you pull one of the wheels off, one of the rubber tires,
Yeah.
and you put a steel wheel on there with a flat circle, and you run a big band, a big belt back to a pulley with a big blade on it. That old tractor. Then you got what they call a carriage, a little thing run on wheels. They got 3 pins on it. They call dogs. Got 2 dogs, 3 dogs on it. You go up to the ramp, and you got a man. They got called a hoop, a log hoop. He threw a log on that carriage, and they got a sawyer standing up there. And that man that operated the carriage is called a block setter. They knocking slabs over there till they see if he can get a 2x4 out of it. Then he just tell them 2x4, unpin that log, shove it up, and they see if they can get a 2x8. Then they go with that, and right behind it they got what they call the edge. Running through that edge, cut them strips off, then you got your 2x8. Then they got what they call a strip chain. Put them 2 strips on that chain, take it out on the bar, set it fire. And right behind that, you got a butt where you butt it and go in chemical. You got a chemical vat that's gonna go down in the vat and come out on the chain roll. Roll out and rolls out about 150 feet. There's some black people out there taking it off, put it on dump cars. So the mules dump cars and the mules pull it off and take it out on the lumber road. They let some other people out in the stag. They about 15 and 20 people on the zone.
Yeah. And then they float the logs down the bayou, they just bring them in.
Well, they used to, that was before my time, they got rid of the log farms. During my time, they had old trucks, international log trucks. The place that started floating down the bayou, then somebody got smart and did that thing called carry a log. It was a big wagon about this high. You put 3 logs on the bottom, and oxen pull it. And somebody said, why not make the wheels smaller and put the logs on top? You see the church up there? Those signs? When you walk down this thing, you got them big rims there that come off a carry a log wagon. And the axles is in that little fish pond. You see them 2 fish ponds over there?
Mm-hmm.
Some old lady told me, why they got all that old junk? I said, lady, that's not no junk. It's a part of our history. You don't know what you're talking about. They ain't got a carry log axle nowhere in America no more. That's how the only reason them is that because they're down in the cement because somebody be done stole.
Mm-hmm.
Only reason them 2 old rims is up there because they got them embedded in cement.
Yeah.
So before you say something is trash, you got to find out why they put this here. That's a part of these people's heritage here. She shut up then. Leave him alone.
Well, you remember Father Ballet? You ever meet him? Or?
Oh yeah, I was small.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
had
got his
been-
picture in there, you know it?
Well, I know. I don't know him.
I mean, you heard about it.
I'm
I got his
doing
picture. You
research
want to
on
see
it.
it?
I have his picture.
Oh, you got
I
his
have-
picture?
Yeah, I don't know if I got the same one you got, but I got his scrapbook and his postcards. The priest up at the Abbey gave me his
Being
scrapbook.
ballet, on ballet, he, still when, in Lourdes, they got a church, a big one like that, you know, Lourdes, cathedral. What he did, he was from over, so he squeezed this one down, made a little small one, and then they let it vandalize and everything. We like the law, so then Buckley and them got together and picked up about 15, 20,000 dollars, and I would have been fast. I got some beer and some of none for nothing.
Let me see what picture you got.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that. This is Father Francois Ballet.
Yeah, ballet.
Yeah, he was a Trappist monk, and he was from a town near Lourdes, France, called Saint Cyprien. And he was a Trappist monk. Trappist monk supposedly not allowed to talk. And this particular monastery made the best chocolate. And in doing research on chocolate and learning about chocolate, chocolate is an Aztec word, because the Aztecs were the ones that made chocolate, cocoa bean. And he became fascinated with the Indians of America. And so he asked his abbot if he could be released from his vows of silence, get out of the monastery, and become a missionary to the Indians in America. And of course, the most logical place was Louisiana, because we still spoke French. He didn't speak any English when he first came here. He came in 1913. And the first thing he did was he found a map, an old map from about the 1700s, late 1700s, that showed an Indian village called Balpuca. And so we got on the train and got off at the station, walked like 3 miles down this dusty road, and found this settlement, which was started by the Cubans. And I don't know offhand, but and they all spoke French. So he felt right at home, and that's what he used to do. Periodically, he would come, take the train, and go visit these people, and then gradually, as he learned English, he would teach at the Abbey in Coventry. But then he was assigned to a post in 1915 to the parish that was started by Abraham himself. It was a wooden church that Madam Suzanne, I can't remember her first name, she allowed them to have for a dollar. But anyway, so after Father Rouquette died, there was really no parish, no priest to service this area, except every now and then the priest from Mandeville would come, So they assigned Father Ballet this area, and they had an old wooden church there, and it was called St. Cecilia. And they hearkened in 1915 along 2 weeks after the Spanish attack and blew the church down, and under all of the Jews they found the statue of the Sacred Heart. So they took that as a sign of, miraculous thing or whatever, and named that Sacred Heart Tower. And so he started to preach out of the book. Well, the people here were not all that, I shouldn't say not religious, but they were just not that into. And so he had a heck of a time raising the money to rebuild the church. So he did. This
Oh, the way, oh, yeah. You want to do it the people walk through that church, man, man. All the minutes you want to do. Yeah. Yeah. Because we don't have to bid it there. Yeah, look, we are,
So she was the one that gave the Williams Cemetery land.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, I should have figured because all that was their property. Yeah.
And that old Richardson Post House, that was,
Transfer. Boy, they just fix this jail each year. I got a license to him.
but anyway, in 1923, well, actually, we started earlier than that because people who lived up the bayou could not get to Sacred Heart Parish because it was, number one, it was so far away, and they'd have to cross over the bayou. And there was no way except, going way up the bayou to board it, or they had to row across in a skiff. So he decided to build this little chapel on Lady of Village Farm.
This is a typical great Creole family. About people's dress and how they do it back in the
What is this?
That's my grandfather, John Bill Suzanne. That's my grandmother, Margaret.
This is your own.
Who are these? This is his son. And this is his son, Louis. And my father not only is off on the railroad, he helped build the railroad. And this is mixed off the glass Suzanne, the owner of the Edmund Brown. Yeah, that's glass. And this is glass white.
Okay, and Glass is Jack Batiste.
Son-in-law. Son-in-law. And this is George. This is his wife, yeah. And this is George, yeah, that was
Did you see that nurse in your own house? By the cemetery?
No, his house was that old house right there, my grandmother's old house. He talked about that, that he used to. Yeah, that's that room that had to get free.
Oh, yeah. What year was this photograph? Late 1800s.
Yeah.
Well, obviously with your permission, I would like to get the university to duplicate these pictures and put them in the archive. Because, if something happens, God forbid that the house burns, he's gone. Yeah, this way, yeah, we did. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's only one or two pictures of Adriana when he was a priest. They had the Gary, how do you say it? The Garrett, yeah. But evidently they didn't photograph priests that much.
I like that one a lot.
Huh?
I like that cemetery.
Well, that's the one where the Indians is buried.
Oh, really?
Old Theodon was my mother's grandfather. and he was friends with the Indians. And the Indians had a thing about them that said if it would bury inside of a fence, it would have something to do with this spirit, that this spirit couldn't roam free. So the man said, no, I said, you got to get rid of that. Because these people is coming in here and they're cutting logs and piling and shit, and they're going to desecrate all your burial grounds. They don't care about y'all. So you got some of them old Indians that come. That's why we got 15 or 20 of them Indian graves, and all of them got the little Maltese crosses on as Indians. And then right there. In the hell we just buried on outside the fence. So they buried on outside the fence. And them old cruisers, you know, they didn't have too much diplomacy about them. They're like, you don't want to come in the fence? The hell would you bury on the outside? I don't care. And that's what you believe in, but old Ardon, he coaxed them till he got them to come into. Even Pierre Rouquet said that it would never come. Everybody said why his chapel was so small. His chapel was only for him to sleep in.
Yeah.
Because he had to talk to him outside on the oak tree. You figure if they went inside of a house, the white man would close the door and do him something. Mm-hmm. So they wouldn't go inside. So he had to talk to him outside. And a lot of them didn't like him to start off with because they had their way of thinking about being saved, and he'd come talk about something else. And when Sandy Johnson told me his mama and that, he said, look, they make a lot about that old priest. My mama never did like it.
He was not a very saintly man.
No, it wasn't what he.
Just because he became a priest.
I understand, but it wasn't.
That was in his later years.
It had nothing to do with him or his personality. They didn't like what he was teaching.
Yeah.
He was trying to take them away from the things that their mom and their father taught them, and he was going to tell them about the man died on the cross and all that. And when he had something else, he had another thing. Takumba or something they call their God in India. Well, what's his name down there? He knew the name of it. Well, Greyhawk, that's his name?
Greyhawk?
Huh? That Greyhawk can tell you what the name of that God. They all go about that same thing, you know. I forgot, he told me. I seen him the other day. He said he got a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I talked to him the other day too.
My grandson is trying to work a deal out with the people that run them cruise lines in Florida. And we're gonna put some of them Indian stuff in them damn gift shops. Damn, we're gonna make some money after a while. This old guy in Slidell told me to bring some of my stuff over there, and he looked at it and said, you know, all this is ceremonial stuff. If you could make some more plans. No. I said, shit, my people been making stuff like that for centuries. We ain't changing none of our shit to sell. If you think you can sell it, you say, if not, I just took my shit and I'll come back.
Yeah.
That old lady in Manorville, what had the Southwest Trading Company? Mr. Kern, I don't like your stuff. So, well, thank you. I sell plenty of it. Shit. A month she was closed on. You got all those shit that is manufactured in Japan and China and all kind of stuff like that. You know, Korea. I say, shit, people want original stuff. They want to buy this over bullshit what you selling, yeah?
No, they ain't.
Say, your stuff, look, it's so rustic. I said, the Indian had in the damn thing else?
Yeah.
All the Indian had was a damn knife. He made everything he could out of a knife. He had no machine shop. All this stuff you got here is made in machine shops. This is modern stuff. You know, I said, I'm not going to change the style of my stuff to fit you. The hell with you.
Yeah, I didn't figure they were going to be in business too long.
This was Dan Slidell. He ain't going to make it either. He's not going to make it either.
Who's that?
This guy, you know where, right, you know what Deja Vu is? Well, it's on the corner of Roberts and Main Street. You know what that's at? Well, they took that old American Legion Hall and put a restaurant there called Deja Vu. You know what that means in French. And that little building, I don't know, come from Deja Vu, there used to be Floyd Falls that had a Western art tour or something, belonged to them Paul, he's in there.
What's he sell? What's
He's
he?
got all kind of Indian shit, we got old manufactured shit,
Oh, yeah?
you know?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
A lot
I'll
of
have to go
factories,
check
all
it
kind of stuff, pottery and stuff, and modern stuff in it.
Yeah.
I just think it's a gun, if you make some hacking, you got a little bit too much decoration, no problem, shit. Me changing none of our shit, them feathers, that's a part of our heritage, that buddy. You didn't eat nothing without no feather, look at the damn sitting bull over there, that damn turban he got on there.
Yeah.
We ain't getting away from none of that.
Well, have you been back to that graveyard in Fontainebleau State Park? Right there.
You told me
on-
about it, I never did find it.
Well, I know better where it is now.
Who's buried in there?
Cousin,
Yeah?
Teron, excuse me, Rouquet. Teron.
It's in the park.
Yeah, it's in the park,
Well,
there's
we
an
had
old
all
house.
that folk just come later, all that, you can see all that belonged to that man there.
Yeah, but not, that's why I was curious, because what would a Cousin or a Rouquet be doing buried, have a cemetery on Mandeville's land, on Bernard?
Marigny don't come
The
down
Marigny.
that far. You see where Marigny
Yeah,
stopped there?
that's what I'm saying.
Been
You
on
see?
Marigny, you see where he stopped?
Right.
Then Cousin pick up on the other
Pick
side
up
of him
again.
again.
I didn't know that. I did not know that Cousin had land beyond Bernard Marigny.
Mhm.
And I would be willing to bet you that probably Bernard de Marigny bought that land from a Cousin.
I'm pretty sure he did, because old
Mhm.
Cousin had it. But y'all excuse me, now I got to go. You found the bathroom? You had to go in the bathroom?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. Now I got to go, because I'm older than y'all. Couple of years.
Just to make sure you ask him loud.
Yeah, I know. All right. We're at the home of Jack Batiste in Lacombe, Louisiana. The interviewer is Tom Akelin. The date is December 4th, 1999. The photographer is Owen Murphy. And first question is, how old are you, Mr. Batiste?
88.
88.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of stuff
Yeah.
come and go here. How
I
many
see.
children you got?
Oh, children?
Yes, sir.
I got 10.
10.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had that many. I know Israel. I know Vernon.
I know.
I know Raymond. I know
Yeah.
your daughter.
Yeah.
Who?
Some of them was.
Alvin? I guess I know him by
You
sight.
don't know
but-
him, Alvin. I tell you,
Wilton. Yeah, I know
I tell
Wilton.
you, the roughest thing
Yeah.
that I remember is 1915 storm. Maybe you heard talk of it.
Yeah, that's the one that blew the St. Cecilia Church down.
Yeah, and it blew all Yarland down.
Yeah.
And all over there.
All over the Gulf Coast, too.
Yeah, all over.
Yeah. How old were you then?
I was about 5, I reckon, something like that.
And you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Because the reason why I remember, they had a lady, she was going to have a baby. And they couldn't travel walking. They had to get a skiff. One of my uncle had a skiff, and he put his mama in there, and the midwife had an oil over there by the girl, what she was gonna have that baby. Yeah.
Well, tell me about, remember we were talking at Our Lady of Lourdes about Father Ballet.
Yeah, I thought about
Now
it.
you were a young man
Yeah.
when he was here, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he came in 1915, just like 3 weeks
Yeah,
before
yeah.
the storm blew the church down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I remember when the Archbishop was here
Mm-hmm.
to dedicate the new church.
Yeah.
I remember you telling him that they wouldn't allow blacks to go into the Catholic Church at the time, and you said you helped start the Catholic Church, the
Yeah, I
Sacred
started
Heart. Yeah,
And
tell me about that.
you see, a long time ago, they had their own pew. They didn't pay, but I believe about 50 cents for the pew. And if there be one of them come on that pew, you just sat there, and you couldn't sit there by him. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
couldn't. Nobody else couldn't sit there.
I'll be.
Yeah, and I went to school there with for about it. And
Yeah.
we had to pay 50 cents a week when we had the 50 cents. And when we didn't have it, boys they come right on. And father, them time, father was rough on children. Children had to learn. They didn't fool around. If you do something real bad, they make you go out there and get some brick and pound that brick and put your knee down in front of a chapel. And you didn't have nothing but short pants. Them times they didn't wear nothing but short pants. Make you kneel down in there. When you get up from there, you have to pick them brick out of your knee. You pick them by your knee.
Yeah.
But they were free.
But you learned.
Oh yeah, they were free.
Yeah.
And you know another thing, a man could ride in their car, but no lady, no woman could ride in their car. That was strict law. Now
Yeah.
you see a bunch of women riding for the car.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes, no women riding this car.
Well, things
They had them
changed.
old cars that had running boards.
Yeah.
He said, we passed there going to the old church, you see, going to the old church. And you tell them women, if y'all want to ride the running board, get on the side and hold on, y'all can go, but y'all can't get in.
Yeah, kid. Isn't that something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Well,
And just
well,
like
how-
you see, well, women had to have something on their head when they go in the church, and they had to wear dress. You didn't see them wear no shorts.
Oh,
No, they had to have dress, and the dress had to be neat, long, because if they're coming there with some kind of a short dress, Father put them out. Go home and dress up, then you can come to church. Yeah.
Did you do you speak French? Do you speak the Creole French?
Yeah, I can.
So you could talk to him.
Yeah.
You could talk to Father Ballet in French,
I've
huh?
talked to
Yeah.
him, yeah, for yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
how long did the school go to? I mean, was it like to 8th grade or was it
Yeah, about 7th grade.
7th to 8th grade? Yeah.
Yeah, he had, Father had one teacher with us, you know, and one teacher there with him, and you pay 50 cents a week, you see.
50 cents a week.
And how it was, the white children would go at 8 o'clock till 12 o'clock, and then the colored children had to go 12 to 3:30. And we all had meet and play together and everything.
Mhm.
All had meet and play together.
Yeah.
And
So it was just segregated, but it wasn't mean or anything.
no, it wasn't. You know, some people there was nice. You see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, they got places like take Picayune, man, and Nicholson. They was hard on us
Oh,
for black person. They was hard on us. We were working in Delia. I was a young boy, and a friend of mine, he had smoked pipe tobacco. He had smoked Prince Albert. So he tell me, he says, "Yeah, you wouldn't mind going there and getting me a can of Prince Albert?" I said, "Yeah, I don't mind." I went in there, get a can of Prince Albert, 8 man for a can of Prince Albert. He tell me, "Little nigga, don't you see that's a white man picture on that can of Prince Albert?" If you can't say mister, I'll kick you out of here. I just stayed there astonished. I wouldn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing about it. And then he gave me the first tablet, and I walk out. Another time, we come there to catch a train. They didn't have no highway across the river them time. Didn't have, only thing they had railroad tracks off there. And we come there to catch that train that evening. Our boss man was there. And when we got there, the train had just run the slide up, had done come. And boss man said, well, I'm gonna have to leave y'all stay in the depot there till tomorrow. We'll catch the train. It's all right. He had to get 2 policemen to guard us in that depot. One that stand by the door. If we want to go to the back room, them time they had them old toilet outside, you know. If you want to go out there, we holler. Want to go to the back room? The police said, come on, Dan, I'm by the door. Come on, y'all go. And he walked with us out there and walked back. They wouldn't let us out there by ourselves because they'll kill us, you understand?
No kidding.
Yeah. That was rough out there.
And that was in New Orleans?
No, Picayune.
Oh, in Picayune, yeah.
Picayune.
Well, that's Klan country.
Yeah, Picayune.
You know, there's
But
a
New
lot of Klan.
Orleans just got bad there lately.
Yeah.
New Orleans was a good city, man. You couldn't-
Yeah, New Orleans.
New Orleans was good because I fooled around there. I worked in New Orleans. Well, I worked in long time in New Orleans. I worked for people that own the St. Charles Dairy. That's the first dairy that bring cotton milk in New Orleans. I worked for them, and they wasn't married. I mean, they didn't have no children, so they called me son. And I worked all the way through for them, and then I chauffeur for them, and they had a big place there in New Orleans, and my boss man tell me, said, son, tomorrow morning we're going out to Mobile, we're going out to Camp White, we're going to get a boiler, we're going to buy a boiler. And I want you to get up early, start the car up, make them take it out. I said, okay, I got up. We went out there. When we got right on the excursion of Mobile, he told me, come on, son, we'll go in there. The restaurant there. He said, we'll go in there and get us something to eat. I said, okay. He was walking in the front of me, and I was in the back. And he get in, and when I come to get in, they had a bumster by the door. The bumster put his hand in my chest. He said, there don't allow no black people get in here. And he pushed me back, and my man get up, my boss man, he got around there and he grabbed him. He said, you put your hand on my boy, I'll knock the hell out of you. And they had called me their boy, you understand? And the head man was over there way in the front there. He said, what's going on here? He said, this man want to carry this black boy here. He said, get on out of the way and go ahead and fix them a table and give them what they want. He said, that's special people. And then they went there and fixed it. But boy, that thing was tough them time, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I worked there in New Orleans. Another thing now, my boss man, his brother-in-law was a mechanic. And his brother-in-law had a colored boy I worked with. So what he did when he was going to get that machine, the first machine was coming down south, he sent his brother-in-law out north to stay up there 3 months and learn how to operate the machine. All right, when his brother-in-law come in with the machine, learn how to operate it, all right, he's working on it, started working on the machine. When he had about 6 months working on it, he had that colored boy working with him, you see. So he got sick. So my boss said, who's going to operate the machine now? He told him, my helper. I done learned him, he know how to operate it. So he put him on the machine. And what City Hall did, New Orleans, sent 3 policemen there to keep that colored boy off of that machine. He didn't want to operate it. So he told me, don't worry, son. He did that at me. They called me son. He said, don't worry, son. He said, I'm going to get things straight.
He went to the office. He called up Washington, D.C., and then Washington, D.C. called up over there to City Hall and tell City Hall to send 5 policemen to keep them, get them 3 out of there and stay there and see that black boy operate the machine.
About what year was that? How long ago?
Oh, I couldn't tell you how long, but I mean, but it must have been about around 45, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, I used to work for him in Tony Montreal, the only Montreal Hotel. Him and my boss, they had 2 sisters. And my boss had a 63-foot boat. And I'd cook for him. I cook all my life. I've been cooking since I was 10 years old. So we was going out to Grand Island fishing. So I had a boy to clean the boat. I didn't clean. All I do is cook. And we was going out there, and the boy was cleaning up. He said, "What you gonna cook today, Jack?" I said, "I'm gonna cook some red beans and jambalaya." And I cooked that. And 60 years ago, I don't know if you know that, 60 years ago, American people didn't know nothing about jambalaya. Just Creole and Cajun that knew that. And Tony Montreal had on the Montreal Hotel, you know, he didn't know nothing about it. So I served him. I cooked that jambalaya, and man, when it was already done, I had me a gallon of oyster. It was already cooked. And I opened my gallon of oyster, and I dropped it in that jambalaya, just let it heat. I didn't want it to mash. I didn't want it to mash up. I want them oysters to stay whole, you know, like that.
Yeah, right. That's.
And just sit down there to eat that jambalaya red beef. My boy come back by me while I was in the kitchen. He said, "Son," I said, "What's that? You got any more of that mess you cooked to go with that red bean?" I said, "Yeah, sir, I got some more." He said, "Give us some more. That's the mess go good with that red bean."
Yeah.
Now, they didn't know nothing about red beans and stuff like that.
Well, did you cook just, I mean, as you got money for cooking, or that was just something that
No, that's what
you
they were
just
paying
like
me.
to do?
They
Yeah.
was paying me.
They were paying you.
Yeah, that's right.
What type of work did you do?
While I was doing
Well, I mean, what, you know, in your life, what
what
have
kind of
you?
life?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
I built houses all over. I built houses on Kirby Street.
Oh, you were a contractor and a carpenter?
Yeah, I built houses. I built houses on Kirby Street. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, my sand people, them both, and he tell me, "Son," he called me son. He said, "Son, I'm gonna get my lawyer to come here, and I want you to tell him what kind of foundation you're gonna put, and how you're gonna build the house, a 2-story building, and he's gonna write all that down, and you're gonna send it to City Hall, and see what they're okay." All right, I explained him everything, and then he sent it over there to City Hall, and they okay. So my old lady had no a plumber that do plumber work. So they went to the plumber and said, "Listen, my boy is building a house there for me, 2-story building, and I want him to do all the plumber work too." He said, "What I want to do, I want to." How you been? He said, "What do I want you to do? I want you to put your sign there. That's your job. I'm gonna give you $25 now. And when my boy come to hook up with the city, you just come down and stand up about 5-10 minutes, and I'll give you the other $25. The plumber said, "Yeah, oh, okay." And I did that. And then you remember Mike Early, President of Channel 4.
Yeah, I used to work for Mike.
Yeah, well, you see,
worked at
I built a
WWL.
2-story building for Mike.
You did.
I built a 2-story building.
He had a place over here in Lacombe.
Yeah, I built that 2-story building for him. I built
Yeah.
7 2-story buildings in Lacombe.
Yeah.
And Mike, the thing that when Mike got that, he was a lawyer, you know, and Mike had 15 lawyers working for him. 15 lawyers working for him. he tell me, he says, John, them 45 and $60,000 lawyer, the expensive. But I said, see, I got few of them for 15,000. Young lawyer just started, you know. Yeah, I did that for him. Oh yeah, I built a house, a bunch of houses.
Yeah.
I built houses. I built.
Oh, I know. That's why I like talking to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I fool around there. You know, I never had a chance to go much school. No.
Mhm.
10 years, my daddy got crippled. When I was 10 years old, my daddy got crippled. So my grandpa, he took me out of school to go pick up lightwood nut for Simon Brickyard. Them time,
Excuse me. Pick up what?
wood nut. That's
Oh, the
yeah, the nut off of them trees. Them time they had all fat trees. Them time, you know.
yeah, like
and they had
lighter
nuts.
pine,
Yeah,
fat
like
pine.
fat pine.
Okay, yeah.
And that's what they used to cook bread with. And
Yeah,
that's what they cook brick with and everything. You see.
yeah.
And they used to, the train used to catch the yarding all over. And when I did, it was 75 cents a cord they was paying. Some day I go out there, I make 75. And some day I had to go 2 days to make 75 cents.
Oh, Lord. 75 cents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think.
Well, what do you think in your lifetime now? You're 88 years old. You've seen good times and bad times and hard times, and what do you think is the most interesting and maybe I should say the best thing about your life, other than probably your children and your grandchildren? But what do you think has been the most significant thing in your lifetime?
I tell you, the best thing I figured in my lifetime, there was them people I worked for, the man and husband.
Yeah.
There was
What were their names?
Major Jean.
Mater Jean?
Yeah, they lived right on the bayou, big old two-story building on the bayou, I think. And Major Jean and Margie.
Yeah.
And them people, they called me son.
Yeah.
And I worked for them. I started working for them for $9 a week. And when I was getting $9 a week, them other men were getting $5 a week. They were getting $1 a day.
Yeah.
And so he tell me, you know something, son? I believe I can give you another quarter. I tell him, I said, listen, don't give me no more quarter. You see them other men I got working for you? Give it to them. Because they got children just like me, and they need it. They sure need it.
That was nice.
Hey, you mean to want to do that? I said, yeah. I feel that way. And that's what I did. I made him give it to them. And I worked a bunch of men in my life. And I never did try. I tried to give them just what they're supposed to get. What the man's going to give me, that's what I give him. So when I built that two-story building for Mike, he had his boy going to be a priest, you know.
Yeah, Mike
All right.
Jr.
He made it. He used to come here and go fishing with my boy. And he made it. He got a priest to be a priest. And then he fooled around there. He quit, and he married, and he got in the city hall.
Yeah, from a priest to a politician.
Yeah, he put
How
him in
you
the city
like
hall.
that?
And then he turned out to be a crook. He had a whole lot of people
I know.
on the railroad. Hey.
Let me tell you, I worked for Moon Landrew when Moon Landrew was mayor,
Mhm.
and I got Mike Early his first job at City Hall,
Yeah.
because I worked at City Hall. And then he, like you say, he went on to be a politician, and well, I don't know about being a crook. I don't want to say that, you know, 'cause-
But you see, his mama and his daddy, they was nice people.
Lovely
They was
people,
just as
yeah.
nice people you wanted to.
Is Mike still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
still
He
alive?
retired about 3 months ago, I believe. He retired.
Oh no, he retired longer than that.
There's something
No,
around.
it was, I think it was last year.
Yeah?
Oh really?
Maybe at the beginning of this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I guess you're
yeah.
right.
Yeah, he retired.
Yeah.
He He was a nice man, man.
Well, over here in Lacombe, have you built, besides that, have you built other houses around Lacombe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of houses.
And you ran cattle too, didn't you?
Huh?
You were a cattle man, didn't
Yeah,
you run
yeah.
a lot of cattle?
Yeah, I had a whole lot of cattle. The government bought all the property that I had leased on. I had to lease it, me, you see.
Yeah.
The government bought it all, and he said, get them off of there. And
Yeah.
then I had to get them all off of there. But I don't know, I seen a lawyer after that. The lawyer tell me if I had seen him just in time, he'd make the governor give me a place to put